What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. T.I. released this tribute to Kevin Samuels, which was a podcast that was filmed sometime last year. Now, I remember when Kevin called me and told me about the whole ordeal. He told me that he had met T.I. and he did record the podcast. But the reason why it was not released was because T.I. was suffering some heinous allegations, him and his wife, from other people in Atlanta. So because of those allegations, his reality show on VH1 was shut down. This podcast, he stopped it for the time being. So this particular episode was not released until after Kevin Samuels passed. But I want to talk about the real reason why black men or women are upset with Kevin. And I want to just do this in snippets. Kevin explains the real problem for successful black men in this show. And it is the truth that's happening in Black America, because what happens is that many black women are out here saying that they can't find a good man on their level. Which, I mean, what level are we talking about, right? We don't really know what that means. But as for men who are high value men, let's just say, for example, those who have, the income, the credentials and stuff like that. The reality is that most women never understood what these guys wanted at all. And they didn't care. All they felt that they had to do was to show up. And the real complaint from black men who were very successful were that these women were not up to par. See, that's the situation that we're dealing with. See, the women were not up to par to most successful black men in America. Black men who were doing very well. When they went out in the dating market, they saw women they can deal with, but they were not up to par for what they wanted. Okay? Despite there being 2 million more black women than black men. Now, on the other side, you had black women out here who wanted these high value guys and couldn't get matched. And I know that you guys don't believe me. I want to play this clip that explains everything, and I'll come back.
So how I got here is, let's say you came in as a client. You were like, man, I'm trying to look better for personally and professionally. I want to move up the ladder, this, that. Inevitably, you still got to go out into life. Right. And what so many of my clients were saying is, look, man, I'm looking better, moving better, behaving better, looking better online, but I'm not seeing any women out here on my new level. And I'm starting
your new level. So he already, understood that he had leveled himself up. And he wasn't meeting, but why was it that women on that level wasn't recognizing him in the same light?
Well, see, guys have always been told, I don't want no scrubs, you got to do better, ain't nothing going on with the rent.
No romance.
No romance.
No finance.
So dudes have always been hip to the fact that we need to improve, but coincidentally, when I'd have women come in, I noticed that many of my female clients were more problematic.
Now, what made them problematic? Now, why do you say that? Because it's very important that you put some context on that, especially when referring to black women.
All right. What made them problematic is, one, the expectations for what I, as a mere mortal, could produce as an image consultant. I can help you look better, but I can't find you Boaz. And you thought you was going to pay for an hour of consulting. I'm supposed to restyle you from head to toe and find you a husband, all for the low price of $59.99. No, I can't do that.
Okay.
So what I noticed is in my environment when I was in corporate America, and a lot of stuff informed this because I was one of the.
So you say women had more pie in the sky?
Well, they had more unrealistic expectations. And they were frustrated because many women would come to me, saying, I can't find a man on my level, so A lot of these women thought if I improve my image, maybe I can expand my dating pool. And I'm noticing that men and women are having very different expectations and outcomes.
What about the men that came in? Like, what were their expectations? You know what I mean? Like what were they hoping to achieve?
Most guys were hoping to have better luck with women. They were like, I can't attract the kind of woman that I think I want because in order to have an image consultant, you got to pay.
Okay, guys, so you heard that. What are we dealing with here? We are dealing with two sides of two different conversations. One for successful black men. And again, if you're not a very successful black man, you wouldn't really understand this positioning. So if you're not a guy that's making $180,000 a year, $250,000 a year, $1 million a year, $10 million a year, stuff like that, you wouldn't understand it. Most guys wouldn't, most women wouldn't, because these guys have had to have extreme discipline and standards to get to where they are. It took a lot of change. It took a lot of motivation, self-discipline for them to reach that level. And to sustain that level, you have to be around people who are like you. And also there are certain qualities that you're going to look for in women that if women don't have it, you get rid of them. Okay? Now, that's the big problem. Now, on the other hand, these black women who just feel like, well, I just need to show up and maybe look better, and that's all I need to do. These women were not willing to put in said work to appeal to the guys who really matter, which were the guys who had the ability to make women wives and not baby mamas. And there lies the hatred for what Kevin Samuels was talking about, because the real story in Black America for the guys they want is that many ladies can't get those guys. That's why people are really upset about Bronny James or RG3, Robert Griffin III, or when Jimmy Foxx is dating a white woman, okay? Or when Robert Smith, the billionaire's with a white woman. The real story is these are the guys that we want to be around, but for whatever reason, they don't want us. And then what Kevin Samuels is saying, well, you never have asked. You don't know what these guys want. So from a different perspective, he's telling a story of what high value, successful black men are looking for in the market, which is very similar to what any successful guy is looking for in the market. And the women thought that all that they need to do is change a phenotypical appearance. Let me work on the way I dress, and then God will send me a man. But not working on their active positioning, not working on how they may act, what their appeal level is. Because, for them, they thought I just go to school, get an education, and whatever, I'll be 45 and a guy's gonna be sitting there waiting on me. And that's just not the case. And see, Black America has never heard it from the standpoint of a rich guy from a masculine perspective, because most successful black men are very silent, especially if they're in, non-entertainment based industries. They're very silent, right? They don't want to offend anybody, and they don't want to risk losing their jobs. So what you see those dudes, Marion, if you look at their women, those women are either in the black elite or are very similar, or those women are white, non-black, or are from African Caribbean countries, something like that. Yeah. But in the case of this, a lot of women didn't like what was being said, and this is the things that he's hearing. And I can tell you that in my circle of friends who are very successful, whether it's in America or abroad, these conversations are the same. At the country club, they're the same. At the golf courses, they're the same. I don't even like golf. I go, but I don't like it. But the same situations, these conversations are the same. Guys with plenty of opportunities to deal with women here and there, but nothing real serious. And if you're talking about a guy who's looking for something real serious, it's really him having the problem. Because a lot of chicks may have single moms. Some brothers may not like women with tattoos. Some women may have a masculine perspective. And guys will be just like, I don't want to deal with that. So it's really the high value black men that's been having an issue dating in Black America versus the women. They're the ones with the standards. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I already appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.